I don't always plant sweet corn right before a good rain, but when I do, that's all right, all right, all right. So today we're going to be planting some Avalon triple sweet corn here in the Dream Garden with our Hoss Garden Cedar. We've got some rain coming in the next hour or so. Pretty close. Supposed to rain all afternoon and into the night a little bit. It's been dry around here. Haven't had any good rains in about a month, so we can get this corn planted right before that rain comes in. Man, that's always a good thing. Should mean for good germination and a good stand of corn. If this is your first time on our channel, welcome. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below and that bell button so you get notified every time we come out with a new video. And if you're a frequent viewer of the channel, it's always good to have you back. So here's where our sweet corn plot is going to be this spring, or at least our first sweet corn plot. We may end up planting another plot or two as the spring progresses, but we got this plot right here set up. We got our drip buried there. These plots are 30 by 35. We've got 11 rows in here that we're going to be able to plant. We've got those rows spaced 3 feet apart, which is ideal spacing for sweet corn. We did come in here, add a good bit of that compost, that gin trash compost. Got the soil a lot more workable, and it's still a little chunky because some of that winter rye root mass hasn't broken down completely yet, but it should. Once it gets real hot, that stuff will start burning up pretty quick. From talking to our customers over the years, right behind tomatoes, sweet corn is the most popular crop grown in backyard vegetable gardens, and for good reason. It's some good stuff. Sweet corn is synonymous with summertime. When summer gets here, you've got some fresh ears of homegrown sweet corn. Just doesn't get much better than that. And with sweet corn being so popular, we get a lot of questions about the scale on which you can grow sweet corn. How small of a plot can you grow of sweet corn and it still be successful? Well, sweet corn is wind pollinated, so you have to grow a certain amount to get good pollination or get good full ears. Now, the general theory out there is you want to plant at least 3 rows side by side. If you can plant these in more of a square plot, that's always better. The last thing you want to do is plant, 1 or 2 just long rows of corn, because you're not going to get very good pollination. You need those rows or those plants stacked side by side to get good pollination. So yeah, you can grow a pretty small plot. I've seen people do it in raised beds before, but you want to at least have 3 rows or 3 stalks side by side there, and try to make the plot as square as you can, or the planting of sweet corn as square as you can. I know everything is not ideal. Everybody's working with different layouts of land, but if you can get it as square as possible, you're going to have better luck. And that's one of the main reasons why we designed our Dream Garden with these relatively square plots. They're not perfectly square because it's 30 by 35, but if you could have a 40 by 40 plot of corn, man, that would be really good. So we try to base our garden design based on kind of a square plot because things just seem to do better that way. But just work with what you got. Now, the variety we're going to be planting today is called Avalon, and this is a white triple sweet corn variety. So on a previous video, we did a little poll, a little vote as to which of these triple sweets I was going to grow this year, and it was a really close vote, but the Avalon won out by a hair. Dad grew that Honey Select last year, which is a yellow triple sweet, and it was really good. So I've got high hopes for this Avalon here, and I'm really excited to try it. I haven't grown a white sweet corn in quite a while. It's probably been 3 or 4 years since the last time I grew some white sweet corn, which was Silver Queen then, but never grown a white triple sweet, and looking forward to really tasty corn come summertime. And sweet corn varieties is one of those things, especially with the old timers, when somebody finds something they really like, they just kind of stick to it and they swear by it. They won't plant anything else, whether it's Silver Queen or G90 or Merit or Silver King. A lot of people get hung up on one variety and that's all they'll plant. But I really encourage you to experiment with some of these other varieties. Try one of these triple sweets one year, or try, you know, a SE variety like Ambrosia or Bodacious or Incredible if you've never tried one of those before. Just branch out, try some different varieties. I try to grow a different variety every year if I can, just because I like to try different things, like to see how different varieties grow, like to see how they taste. And all sweet corn is good, none of it's terrible. But you know, do some experimentation. You might find a new variety you like more than that old variety you've been growing for years. So let's head on over to the barn and calibrate us a seed plate for this Avalon triple sweet corn here, and then we'll be ready to plant. Now when we're talking about planting corn, your seed size is going to vary pretty significantly depending on how sweet the corn is. So when you take a variety like a field corn variety like Jimmy Red or Hickory King or Trucker's Favorite, those seeds are going to be your biggest corn seeds. Then your standard varieties like your Silver Queen are going to be a little smaller than that. Your SE varieties like your Ambrosia, your Peaches and Cream are going to be a little smaller than that. And then these really sweet varieties are going to be even smaller than that. So let's take a look here. And I should have brought some of the other seeds just for comparison. Let's get this open here. And we can look at some of these seeds. So those are pretty small compared to like a Silver Queen, a G90, a Merit, or any other standard variety. Now we need to see which seed plate's going to work well for us, and we're probably going to have to customize one of these plates. So we've got our number 3 plate here, a number 4 plate, a number 5, and our number 6. Usually I go with this number 4 plate for my SE varieties like Ambrosia, stuff like that, and I'll have to drill out these holes a little bit. So let's start with a number 4 and see where we get there. So the first thing we want to do is try to lay these seeds flat in this holes right here and make sure none of them are going to get stuck on us. And we can wiggle those around. It looks like that there is pretty dang good. Try a few more just to be sure. You want that seed to be able to lay flat in that hole there without getting stuck. Wiggle them around. Yeah, so that number 4 plate, that stock number 4 plate is going to work pretty good for us. Now this has 4 holes in it, and that means take 19 inches divided by 4, and that's going to give us about a 4.5 inch spacing, something like that, which would be good for this corn. We may thin it out a little bit, but I always like to plant it thicker and then thin it out as opposed to planting it too thin. Now most oftentimes you will have to modify these plates a little bit and drill out these holes, and we've showed you how to do that on some previous videos. It just so happens that this one right here is going to work just right for us. That's just kind of luck of the draw sometimes. But if you do have to make those holes bigger, it's not a big deal at all. You can do that. You could even take, if you wanted it closer than say this spacing here, take this number 3 plate, make those holes bigger, and that's going to put you at about a 3 inch spacing. Or you could take this number 5 plate, which is a little thicker, and drill out those holes. So lots of different options there depending on how far apart you like to plant your corn. If you don't want to plant it this close, if you like your corn more, you know, closer to 12 inches apart, you can take some tape, put it on the bottom sides of these holes right here, clog up 2 of those holes, and that's going to put you on closer to an 8 or 9 inch spacing. So lots of different options here that you can do with these seed plates. But the effectiveness of the garden seeder and precisely and accurately planting these seeds is going to have a lot to do with how well you calibrate your seed plate and making sure your seed plate is going to work good for you. All right, so we got our garden seeder here, and the first thing I got to do is take this other plate out of here. Last time we used this, we planted them beans. We'll use that modified number 3 plate there. I'll put my number 4 plate in here that's going to work just right with this Avalon corn. Get my spacer in there, my brush, and my wing nut here. And I want to make sure my depth is set right, so your depth gauges are right here, and this is your adjustment knob. And I want to put this on about 1 inch or so, 3/4 of an inch to 1 inch. So we'll set it right there. And we just need to pour some corn in here. I've got 1 pound. I've actually got 2 pounds. I'm not sure how much it's going to take to plant this whole plot, but I wanted to make sure I got plenty. Now I won't fill it up all the way the first time. So make sure everything's running right, and then we can always stop it in the row and fill it up again. And the great thing about this garden seeder is, because with these rolling disc openers here, they're not going to cut into our drip tape, and we can plant directly on top of this drip tape, this buried tape here. So you can see the tape right there, and these discs are just going to roll right over the top of that tape and make a little furrow there, put that corn seed down, and this chain here is going to cover up that seed. If you're using a shoe opener, which is like a little knife that slices into the soil, you can't plant directly on top of tape like this, because it would cut the tape. But these discs are not sharp enough to cut that tape, but they do make a nice little planting furrow for our seeds, and we'll get them covered up with the chain there. All right. We got that done right in time. Get some clouds coming over the sky. Got a little cool breeze coming in. We're gonna get some rain shortly. Now, if we weren't about to get some rain, what I'd do is I'd turn on that drip tape and I'd let it run all night just to soak that seed bed there and get some real good germination that way. But with the rain coming in, hopefully it'll keep this soil moist for a few days till that corn can germinate. If not, I'll turn on that drip tape and keep it moist until our corn starts popping up. If you're growing sweet corn out there in your garden this year, let me know how big a plot are you planting. And let me know what color corn you like. Do you like white corn, yellow corn, or bicolor corn? We like it all here, and just, you know, grow a different one every year, it seems. I'll put some links below to all our sweet corn varieties so you can check those out, and also some links to our garden seeder so you can grab one of those if you'd like. If you enjoyed this video, give me a big thumbs up, and if you did like this one, check out these couple right here. I think you'll really enjoy those as well. We'll see you next time.